Well, after concluding his Mizoram visit, Prime Minister has now landed in Manipur. This is his second stop as far as the first trip rather to the state since the ethnic violence that broke out nearly 2 years ago. As the Prime Minister is expected to interact with the internally displaced people in Churachandpur and in Imphal, the areas that has been impacted the most because of the violence, and of course, as far as the development push is concerned, projects worth over 8,000 crores is expected to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister. Now, the choice of Churachandpur is also significant because the district was the worst hit by the violence, which claimed over 260 lives and left thousands of people displaced. As the Prime Minister will also be the first after late Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in 1988 to visit Churachandpur in nearly 4 decades. In a post on X ahead of his trip, Prime Minister said that his government is committed to ensuring a development of the state of Manipur. Ahead of the visit, security measures that has been tightened in the area. Let's get in a word from Pooja, who's joining us live right now. Pooja, the Prime Minister seems to have landed there, but there has been issues of inclement weather as far as when it comes to his Mizoram rally, he couldn't attend in person.
Well, absolutely, due to inclement weather, it's been raining since early morning today, and it's raining heavily in Churachandpur, which was his first stop in Manipur, and he was supposed to land at Churachandpur and visit the peace grounds where he's supposed to interact with internally displaced persons. But however, there is a small change in the itinerary. What we're given to understand is that he has in fact now landed in Imphal, and he is taking a road trip to Churachandpur. Remember, this is a very important visit because the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the first Prime Minister to visit the hilly areas of Churachandpur after nearly 4 decades, like you rightly pointed out. So after 40 years, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the first Prime Minister of the country to visit Churachandpur and interact with internally displaced persons, and also participate in the foundation stone laying ceremony here.
As far as Northeast is concerned, Prime Minister has been saying, as far as in his address in Mizoram, is saying that Northeast has been a region that has been long being neglected by previous governments. But as far as the Act East policy of the government is concerned, there are several development projects that the Prime Minister would be inaugurating, like he did in Mizoram, now also in Manipur, as the Prime Minister has landed. But there is already politics taking place over his visit to the Northeast, especially in Manipur. Now, this is coming at a time when Manipur, that has now been under the President's rule since February, following the resignation of Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. As Prime Minister's visit is expected to fast-track the road to normalcy, and what is now being said, according to the government, that the Prime Minister's visit is meant to pave way for peace, normalcy, and also accelerated growth in the region.
Honorable Prime Minister will also address the gathering at the peace field in Churachandpur during the foundation laying ceremony. Thereafter, the Honorable Prime Minister will reach Imphal at around 2 p.m. He will go to Kangla, and the first thing that he would do is he would be interacting with the IDPs, and after the interaction with the IDPs, he would inaugurate certain projects at the Kangla ground in the presence of the public.
But let's talk about politics and what the opposition thinks of the Prime Minister's visit to Manipur. Here is Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress party president, who seems to be slamming the visit of the Prime Minister, calling it just a 3-hour pit stop and a tokenism and an insult to the people there, as saying that as far as what the Prime Minister's program, however, it does not cater to the victims and the people there who were affected because of the ethnic violence. Now, Mallikarjun Kharge is of the opinion that the Prime Minister has been to the rest of the country, has been on several foreign trips, but he continues to neglect the Northeast, in particular Manipur. Let's put out exactly when it comes to the Congress party president's post, where he says, Narendra Modi ji, your 3-hour pit stop in Manipur is not compassion, it's farce, tokenism and grave insult to wounded people. Your so-called roadshow in Imphal and Churachandpur today is nothing but a cowardly escape from hearing the cries of the people in the relief camps. Now, as far as when it comes to over 800 days of violence that has been witnessed, 300 lives that has been lost, 67,000 have been displaced, 1,500 plus have been injured. You've made 46 foreign trips since, but not a single visit, especially when it comes comes to two words of sympathy that could come for your own citizens. Your last visit to Manipur, it happened back in January 2022, and that too for elections. Your double engine has now bulldozed the innocent lives of Manipur. You and the Home Minister's gross incompetence and complicity in betraying all communities and shielding them from scrutiny as far as by imposing President's rule in the state. Violence, however, still continues. That is the opinion, not just by Mallikarjun Kharge, but other leaders from the Congress party that has been sharing their views as far as calling out on the Prime Minister and his visit to Manipur as too little too late. Let's put out more reactions.
नहीं, मणिपुर में बहुत समय से इशू है, अब जा रहे हैं, ठीक है, बट मेन मुद्दा तो देश में वोट चोरी का है। हरियाणा का महाराष्ट्र का चुनाव चोरी किया गया, कर्नाटक में हमने दिखाया, तो मेन मुद्दा तो देश में वोट चोरी का है। सब जगह लोग यही कह रहे हैं, वोट चोर।
मोदी जी फॉर्मेलिटी करे, देखो बस 4 घंटे के लिए जाके आ रहे हैं। मोदी जी को बहुत पहले जाना चाहिए था, मैंने तो मांग भी करी थी। मैंने गृह मंत्री जी को कहा अभी 2 महीने पहले कि आप समझा क्यों नहीं पा रहे उनको, आप गृह मंत्री हो। मणिपुर जाने का क्या महत्व है, पीएम जाने का बहुत बड़ा महत्व होता है। वहाँ की जनता समझती है पीएम हमारी तरफ ध्यान दे रहे हैं और हमारी समस्याओं से वाकिफ है, उसी ढंग से भी वहाँ के लोग भी बिहेव करते हैं। तो आज जो स्थिति बनी मणिपुर में, हो सकता है पीएम पहले जाते तो हो सकता है उनमें जल्दी शांति पैदा हो जाती।
देखिए, बहुत वक्त ले लिया, देर लगी आने में तुझको, शुक्र है तुम आए तो सही। और ये मणिपुर की पीड़ा है, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ एक टुकड़ा नहीं है ना जमीन का, जिंदा लोग बसते हैं। उनकी जो उम्मीदें थी उसमें बहुत विलंब हुआ, लेकिन मुझको लगता है, आज भी कहता हूं, तब भी कह रहा था, सदन में कहा कि प्रधानमंत्री देश के प्रधानमंत्री होते हैं, वो पहुंचेंगे तो हीलिंग होगी। वहां के समाज को हीलिंग चाहिए, उसके जख्मों पर मलहम नहीं लगा है।
Well, keep an eye out as far as the Prime Minister's today's visit to Manipur is concerned. Let's move on and talk about